first part of this tape, I will be presenting a series of slow movements, including arm movements, figure eights, undulations, and hip circles. We will be working with a Greek-Turkish rhythm called shifty telly, which is comprised of 8 counts with the principal accent falling on the first, fifth, sixth, and seventh counts. Now we will start with shoulder rolls, moving to the back, marking the main accents, 1, 5, 1, 5, 6, 7, rolling back, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now add the third count, 3, 5, 6, 7. Gradually lengthen and lift the arms to shoulder level. One, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now fall forward and roll the shoulders while continuing up. Lengthen the arms. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now we'll move forward, crossing the left foot over the right. Cross, touch and point. Cross, touch and point. Cross front, touch and open. Cross front. Now we can also cross to the back. Turn. Stop on 4. Let the hand ripple down the side of the body. Slow turn again for 3 counts. Stop on 4. Let the hand ripple down the side of the torso. Now fall forward again from the waist. Continue with the shoulder rolls as we work up. 3, 5, 6, 7. Now cross, step, cross, step, cross, step, left, and touch the right. Cross the right, touch the left. Cross the left, touch the right. Now we're going to continue with figure 8. A large lateral 8, letting the weight fall from the right to the left foot. Bend the knees right, bend the knees left. Let the shoulders fall, lift, fall, and lift, fall, and lift. As the shoulders lift, try to resist with the hips. Mark accents 1, 5, and 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. Add the third count. Dip down, 3, 5, 6, 7. Dip down, up on 3, 5, 6, 7. Bring the arms in front of the body. Down, lift, 5, 6, 7. Now lift the arms and stretch them over the head. Lift, lift, 5, 6, 7. All the time resisting the movement. Now the next figure 8 that we're going to look at is on the flat foot, the feet slightly open, and the pelvis moves from the right to the left. Mark the accents on the right, then the left. 1 and 5. We're drawing an 8 from the front to the back on each side. 1, 5, 7. Pushing out. 5 and 7. Stretch to the left. 5 and 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. Now push, push. 5, 6, 7. Add the 3. Push. 5, 6, 7. Open the arms. Up over the head. Push them open. Lift over the head. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now we're going to make the accent on the right side, the first accent. Then we're going to continue marking the 5, 6, 7 to the left, right? 5, 6, 7. Out to the right. 3 tense little movements with the left hip. Right, left, left. Right, left, left, left. Bring the arm over the head. Mark the hips with the other hand. Over. Left, left, left. Now the next figure 8 is also done with the hips, but in a profile. Dipping and lifting the hip front and back. Now we push forward on the 1 and lift the buttocks up in the back on the 5, using the muscles at the waist and the small of the back. Lift. 5. Add the 7. 1, 5, 7. Lift. 5 and 7. Lift up the back. Now the foot must rest gently in front of the other foot to ease the hip. Add the 6. 1, 5, 6, 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. Lift, lift, front, back, front. 1, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now we will move on to undulations, beginning with the chest. That is, the chest lifts and the pelvis follows. Now open the rib cage and keep the pelvis following and resisting the movement. We will use this with the basic Arabic foot pattern, which is flat, toe, toe. Keep the back foot tucked behind the right foot. And each time we place the weight on the front foot, we lift the chest. Flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, toe. Now, as I stress, each time we have the weight on the leading foot, we must lift the chest, lift the ribs away from the pelvis. Lift, 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 flat, toe, toe, toe. Now we'll move to the right. Flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, toe. To the left. Flat, toe, toe. Change, right. Now let the arm follow the movement. Let the torso fall away from the hip. To the right, lift the arm. All the while concentrating the movement in the chest. Lift, lift, and lift. Lift, and lift. To the left. Now move to the right, turning the torso over the right hip and open both arms. Turn over the left hip. Over the right hip. Again, to the left. Now let the right arm pass in front of the torso. falling open to the side. The movement continues with a lift, a lift, a lift, a lift. The foot pattern flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, change. Now do the same thing in a small circle moving to the back, all the while leaning the torso away from the leading hip. Now undulations can also be done, letting the movement start in the pelvis and then allowing the chest to follow. First of all, concentrating only on the pelvis, let the pelvis tilt down and then towards the front and then lift, tucking at the waist, contracting, down and lift. Now using the accents in Shifty Telly, 1, 5, 7, lift, drop, and lift. Now, as we drop the pelvis, we push forward. As we lift, we pull to the back. Push and drop forward. Pull and lift to the back. Push. Lengthen the back. Push. Back. Push and pull. 1, 5, and 7. Pull back. Push front. Pull back. Push front. Back. Front. Back. Front. Back. Front. Back. And stop. 1, 3, 5, 6, and rest. Tilt. Back. Drop. Front. And rest. Front. Back. Front. Back. And change the foot. Back. Front, back, and change the foot. Front, back. Push front, pull back, and change. Push front, pull back. Push front, pull back, and change. Push, pull. Push, pull, and change. Now to enhance the movement, try to mirror the movement of the hip with the hand. Pushing, releasing, push, release, and change. Let the other arm lift long above the head and keep the hand beside the pelvis. On the right side, change. Now to the left side. Push, release, and change. Push, release, push, release, and change. Push, release, push, release, and change. Now we're going to enlarge the undulation and refocus it in the chest area, letting the pelvis follow. For a movement sometimes known as the camel step, we lean forward as the chest lifts up. We push backwards, lift, leaning forward. Push down in the chest to the back. Lift, up, push down, back, bend at the waist. Lift, push down. Now all the while try to resist the movement of the chest with the hips and the pelvis. Lift on 1 count, back on 5. Cross the arms open, release, bend. Now lift, accent 1. Up for 1, back and 5. Lift, 5, push back 7. 1, 5, and 7. Lift right up. 5 and 7. Feel the weight change front foot to the back. The weight goes from the front foot. Add the 6th count. Lift. 5, 6, 7. Lift. 5, 6, 7. Lift. 5, 6, 7. Now in the next series we will work with hip circles. Open the feet and move the hips back and then to the right, closing the feet. Again, take the circle to the back and stop at the left, closing the feet. Be sure to keep the back long and the pelvis very flat, neither tilt front nor back. Don't tilt to the front nor to the back. Try and keep the pelvis flat to the center. Okay, we're going to move around to the right. Add 3 small shoulder accents. Around, accent to the left. Hips all the way around to the right. 5, 6, 7. Hips for 1. Shoulders 5, 6, 7. All the way around to the right. Shoulders around. 5, 6, 7. And all the way around. 5, 6, 7. Now continue to circle front and to the back. Now as we move to the back, we drop down, sitting down. We push front, and as we sit down, we move, drop down from the right and move up on the left. Up on the left. Open the arms in the front, drop down on the right, up on the left. Open to the front, down on the right, up on the left. Up and around. Now we thread the needle. Bring the weight down to the right foot and add 3 small movements with the hip. Now to do the first undulation, which is a large lateral 8, we lean onto the right and we pass the right arm through the left as though we were threading a needle. Reach up, fall onto the left foot. Now pull the right hip down in 3 small sharp staccato movements, following with the arms. Front and dip down to the back. Thread the needle, stretch up. The weight goes on to the left, drop, drop. Open, sit down. Lateral 8 up, pull in, in. Front, around to the back. Thread the needle, tick, tick, tick. Front. Now we're going to continue with the final movement using hip circles. The weight transfers right to the left. We change directions and we make 3 small accents with the hips. The second time we step across with the right foot, open front with the left, and 3 small accents down with the hips. So we're going to open, place the right hip, the right foot front, cross over and center, drop, drop, drop. Open, place the foot forward and 3 accents. Cross the right foot over, accent 2, 3. Right, left. Place the right foot forward, cross the right foot over and center, accent. Now the whole time, don't stop doing the hip circle and the hip accents. The hip circle, accent, now, I'd like to run through the movements, just as we've seen, to a slightly faster tempo, Arabic shifty telly. First, we'll start with a lifting, twisting movement in a large circle. So lift onto the ball of the right foot, then twist the hips as you step left, right, left. Lift, left, right, left. Lift, left, right, left. Slide, twist, twist, twist. Lift. Twist, 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 and up. 5, 6, 7, and up. 5, 6, 7, 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 up. 5, 6, 7. Now turn slowly for 3 counts. Stop on the 4th count and stop. Let the hand ripple down the torso. Let's do some shoulder rolls. 1, 5, 6, 7. 1, cross over, and open. Cross the right leg over and open. Cross, open. 1, 5, 6, 7. Now add the figure eights with the hips, right and left, and 1, 5, and 1, 5, 6, 7. Right, left, 6, 7. Over the head, 3 accents. 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 5, 6, 7, 2, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now, lifting the pelvis, front, back change, undulations, up 6 change, 1, 3, 5, 6 change, profile position, front, back change, front, back change. Now we're going to add shoulder rolls and chest undulations with a little drop. So we're going to drop down, undulations, shoulder rolls, drop down, chest undulations, drop down. Again, undulate, up, drop, roll, down. Now we're going to go into half circles. Roll. Half circle, stop on the left, stop on the right, and the left, and the right, and the left. Add little shoulder accents. Now we're going to go front, sit down, thread the needle, 3 accents, right hip. Front, sit down, thread the needle. 1, 2, 3, front, down. Lifting up, 1, 2, 3, front, back, 3 accents, cross over, 3 accents, cross over, 3 accents, around to the front, 3 accents, around, 3 accents, around, 3 accents, 3 accents, 3 accents. Now fall down to the front and using the shoulder rolls, move up. Lengthen the arms. Cross step front. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. And turning again. 3 counts. Stop on the 4th. Stop. Let the hand ripple down. Figure eights. Right, left, right. Left, right. Left. Thank you very much. That was the shifty telly, undulations and arm movements and figure eights. Now I'm very pleased for the second part of the cassette to demonstrate the Raqs Asaya, or the cane dance, which is typical to the folklore of Egypt, particularly the area of southern Egypt called the Said. Before we actually start the dance, I would like to show you how to hold and turn the cane. First, extend the arm, resting the cane on the shoulder. Place the end of the cane in the soft, fleshy area between the thumb and the forefinger and close very tightly. Then with the other fingers, which are free, push the very end of the cane down and around, bending the wrist to lift up the cane to the side. Make sure to bend the wrist as much as you can. Then push down and lift again with the wrist. Push down with the fingers, lift. Down with the fingers, lift up, down, lift, push, push, push. Try to keep the wrist very relaxed and flexing. And be sure to hold very tightly between the thumb and the forefinger. To start the entrance, we will leave the cane resting on the shoulder, then use the step and skip, lifting the knees. Step, lift the knees on the skip. Step, skip, step, skip, and twisting gently side to side. Now we can also use the basic Egyptian step, hip, 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 step, hip. Now we can also use the chest lifts instead of the hips. Then we will release the cane and let it twirl forward while doing the basic Egyptian step and hip. Next, we're going to stop and point the cane while we touch the right foot. Then we lift the cane, pass it over the body, touch the left foot, pointing towards the floor. Cross and touch. Cross and touch. Cross and touch. Cross and touch. Lift, turn, and touch. Lift, turn. Add a second turn. Twirl, twirl, touch. Lift, turn, turn, touch. Lift, turn, touch. Now the cane goes up behind the neck and the right arm extends. Now we're going to rock front and back from the right foot to the left foot while we open the body, we close the body, we open it, and change feet. Rock front, and change. And the ball, and heel. Left, and heel. Right, left, and heel. Let the cane pass from side to side. This can also be done in profile. Open, close, open, and open, close, open, and open, close, open. Lift, lift, right, left, right. Now for the second half of the step, we make 2 accents with the hips. 1 accent and 2. Run and 2 for the Saidi rhythm. Doom, doom, doom. Once on the right, once on the left, once on the right. Cane passes over the head, right and right. Left, right, left. Cane passes over the head, right and left. Again, and left, right, left. Third time, cane over the head, 1 accent and 2. Last time. Last time, boom, boom, boom. Now we continue by stepping on the right foot. We lift the left, step over and back. We step left, right, left, and change. Right, left, and right, left, right. Right, left, right. Right, left, step over. Now as we bend, we do a little shoulder shimmy. As we skip, step, skip, we're going to lift the cane under the ribs. Step, skip, shimmy. Step, skip, shimmy. Now for the next step, we must be very careful to bend the knees, down, shimmy. Step, skip, over. 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 Up, bend, over. Shoulder shimmy. Now for the next step, push out the right hip, keeping the weight on the ball of the right foot. Push out. Bring the cane and the hip in, out, and then down onto the right heel. Be very sure to pull the cane and the body in on the 4th count. Out, in, out, come down on the left heel. Out, in, out, down on the right heel. Out, in, out, down on the heel. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. Now keep the hips pushing out. Keep the cane and the wrist relaxed to the side of the body. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. Now to come out of this, simply take 3 steps, drop the cane onto the floor, and put the body in a profile position. We step front with the right, place with the left, back with the right, and place. Front and back and Push the pelvis front, lift the bottom up. Push the pelvis and buttocks up. Right, left, for 8 counts. And then we're going to take 8 counts to walk around the cane. 5, 6, 7. Ball of the foot, turn on the 8th. Now the left foot is free, and we start front and back and 5, 6, 7, 8. Walk around the cane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th count pivot for the 8th count up in the air. We change the hand on the cane at the same time we do the pivot. Back, front, and back. Around. 5, 6, pivot, change. Front and back, and front, and back. Walking around. 6, 7, change. Now try to concentrate on pushing the pelvis forward and pushing the buttocks up while we do the box pattern front and back. Now also as we go around the cane, we can also add a 3/4 shimmy with a right and a left and a right and a left and a right. Twisting the hips ever so gently. Right, left, left, takata, 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 takata. Right, left, left, and change. Front and back, and front and back, and walking around the cane. 5, 6, 7, pivot, left, right, front and back, and walk around in the arm, touch the forehead and open. Change the hands and back, touch and open. Walk around, 3, 5, and 7. Front and back, and around, and around, and around. Now place both hands on the cane and do a nice large figure 8 with the hips to the left, to the right, and the left, and the right, and the left, and the right, and the left. Remain relaxed and add little small shimmies, right and left, and right, and left, and right, and left. Now add a very large hip circle as we're coming around. Kick the cane with the right foot and twirl, this time the crook of the cane in the hand. Little hip drops. Grab the cane in the left hand close to the right hand, and as the cane lifts up, let it slide through the left hand until the arms are open. Grab it with the left, close to the right, and open. Now we're going to dig into the right, skip on the right. Dig into the left, skip on the left. Dig into the right, skip, dig, and left. 1, 2, 3. Now try to dig into the right with the cane at the same time as the foot. Now to advance, we will do a pony step, brushing, lift up, plie across, and pose with the left foot forward. Brush the left foot, releve with the cane under the ribs, plie, and pose with the right foot forward. Full time, brush, lift up, bend and plie, pose, brush, lift up, bend and plie, pose, brush up, bend and plie, pose, brush up, bend and plie, pose, brush. So the dig, skip, plant, skip, around, and around, and around. Brush up, pose, brush up, pose, brush up, pose, brush up, pose. Now the next movement, we're going to do a 3-step turn, letting the cane pass in and the hips come out on the last 2 counts. Transfer the weight on the final count. So we go left, right, hip, left, left, right, left, right. Transfer the weight. Left, right, hip, and change the weight. 1, 2, hip, hip, 1, 2, hip, hip. Pass the cane in front of the body and out. In front, out, out, in the same direction as the hips. Now we're going to next step across the body with a little jumping step. The cane resting on the shoulder, supported, and we're going to use the chest for an undulation with the basic Arabic footwork. And lift, and lift, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, toe, toe. Lift with the leading foot. Lift and lift. The other hand resting on the forehead. Lift and lift. Lift, lift, lift. Now we're going to strike the cane on the floor for the third count. 3 and 4. Flat, toe, flat, toe. 3 and 4. Moving around in a large circle. Flat. 1, 2. Hit the cane. 4. 1, 2. Hit the cane. 4. 1, 2. Hit the cane and come up and move to the right, to the left. Basic Egyptian diagonal. Right and left. Right and left. Now lift the knees, brushing the foot. Lift the chest. Right and left. Right and left. Right and left. And right and left. Right and left. Be sure to resist the movement with the hips. Now we place the right foot forward. We make a big wave-like movement up with the pelvis, with the ribs. Twice. Now we push the chest down, 2 while we sink down, and again 2 while we work up. Again, we go right, left, rock front, 2, push, push, down, down, right, left, pull the ribs up, twice, push down, 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 right, left, ribs are up. Now we drop down and come back up. Now for the cane, we must twirl it over our head, and with each lift of the rib cage, each movement of the rib cage, it moves to the back, to the back, to the back, to the back. Here we go. Right, left, right, left, lift, up. Watch this. Down, down, up, up. The cane has to go twice as fast for that final rib undulation. Again, lift, and down, down, up, right, left, lift, twice, down, down, up. Let's continue. Up, down, down. Now to grab the cane, like before, grab it near the right hand with the left hand, slide it through, and we're ready for the next series. This will be step with a little tight movement of the hip, twisting front and back, front, back, front, back, front, back, right, left, right, left. And we're going to move backwards in a small circle, right, left. Watch the feet, same hip, same foot. Now when we get to the front, we're going to push out and back, then add a shimmy. Front and shimmy back, front and shimmy back, front and shimmy back. Box step, moving the opposite direction in the circle. The cane pushes out and up, and up, and up. Now we're going to go right, left, right, lift the knee. Step left, over, left, lift the knee. Right, left, over. Now lift to the back, left, right, left, to the back, right, left, right, front, left, right, left, front. Now to the back. Oh, stretching, trying to touch in half. Now watch the cane, try to stretch the body and touch the foot behind. Now 2 counts, front, and back, and back, and front, and back, and front, and back. front and back. 4 counts front, 4 counts back. 2 counts front and back. For the next step, we're going to use the same box pattern for the footwork. That is right, left, right, left. Then we're going to pivot the right hip, coming onto the ball of the foot, pull back the hip on the left, jump onto the right, kicking the left foot up, and return. Start on the right foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, twist for 5, pull back for 6, jump 7, and return for 8. 1, 2, right, left, twist right, back on the left, jump on, and return. Right, left, and right. Twist, pull back, jump, and front, and back. Twist, back, jump, front, back. Twist front, twist back, jump, front, and back. Twist front, twist back, jump. Now, as we're going front, we try to add a 3/4 shimmy at the level of the hips. Da-ga-da, da-ga-da, da-ga-da. Twist very sharply front, pulling back with the cane, twist back. Now, as we jump, we try and pass the cane over the shoulder to touch the foot. Stretch right over. Here we go. Right, left, twist, and jump back. Again. Da-ga-da, 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 da-ga-da. Twist, back, up, and da-ga-da, 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 da-ga-da. Twist, and up. 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 Now we're going through a series of movements using the cane acting as a frame. For example, a frame for the shoulders, for the hips, for the torso, and also for the little head movement. We will start out leaning and walking forward with little shoulder shimmies. Once again, the cane has to act as a frame for our movement. Start with a shimmy. Front, and lean to the back. Very gently. Front, 2, walking front. Leaning to the back. Now let's do a little 3/4 hip shimmy. The cane passing just level of our hips. Now we're going to add a little hip twist. 3/4 shimmy with a hip twist. Da-ga-da, da-ga-da. Now flip to the right. Twist, twist. Now an undulation. Cane passes from the right to the left. Right to the left. To the right. To the left. Now a little head slide. Now if indeed we do want to use the cane as a balancing prop, we could place it on the head very briefly, doing very tiny movements with the shoulders and the hips. But if you do decide to do this, do not let the cane remain on the head for more than just a few seconds, because the cane, after all, is not a skill dance balancing the cane. It's little shoulder and hip shimmies. Immediately drop down, grabbing the cane, and return. Okay, now we're going to end with little hip drops and box steps while twirling the cane at our side. For our exit, we're going to continue this box pattern but walking front. On the 4th count, we drop and we hit the cane onto the floor. As we hit it, we reverse and we twirl the cane backwards and we walk backwards with little hip shimmies to the back. On the 4th count, we drop down and let it hit on the shoulder and go forward. And drop around to the back. and rock. To the front. Now this time let it rest on the shoulder. And for our final exit, we leave with little shoulder movements. Up. Be sure to watch. Say goodbye to everybody. Right. Right. Up. Right. And left. Right. Left. Now I'd like to run through the previous steps in sequence so you can see the transitions from one step to the next. Enjoy. Remember, Raqs Asaya cane dance to the music of Ahmad Adawiya.